Hi guys, I'm Adil. As Arne just said, I'm coming from Germany to present you our Confluence-based intranet solution, Linchpin. Hila told me that I'm running out of time already, which is why I'm just skipping through the non-mandatory slides. SEIBERT Media is the German-based company I'm working for, and usually I would talk about our vision, which was great. I would tell some cool stories about my colleagues, 150 people, mainly developers, some consultants as me, and rest marketing. We are also a Platinum Solution partner. We offer basically the same services Matrix Devops offers you, but we're not here to win you over for your services. Stick with Matrix, please. And some of our customers from around the world, including some smaller Israeli companies, which apparently is very important to you. Let me just try to introduce into the actual presentation I'm trying to give. We all know Confluence. I am having a booth at the other area around there, and whenever I was asking, do you know Confluence, everyone looked at me like, obviously, I wouldn't be here. But in Germany, there are a lot of companies who mainly use only Jira or Bitbucket, like the dev tools. Confluence is not used so often. But since you all know Confluence, you know that Confluence is very great when it comes to knowledge management. Yeah, I don't have a clicker, which is why I'm on the left side right here. Yeah. The other 5 key requirements you see there are based on our research. We asked people, not companies, people who work in companies especially, what are use cases or requirements you see in modern intranets? So what are you missing in your current intranets, and what do you wish for your intranet has? And they tell us knowledge management, personalized news, microblogging, so activity streams such as Facebook or Twitter, but incorporated into the intranet. Then we have an expert finder to see who you are working with, and then mobile access as well. When we see where Confluence sticks, you see that Confluence is very great in the area of knowledge management. You can create blog posts, but they are not personalized. And if you want to use the mobile app, you know about the limitations. So this is where Linchpin comes into place. Linchpin is a Confluence add-on, plugin, or app, whatever the name is today, which transforms your Confluence wiki into a powerful intranet. And this is what I'm going to show you. And had I known that so many people are going to attend this event, I would have done a live presentation. But stupid as I am, I'm doing a live demo. So the guys from Matrix Devops told me I'm very brave. Let's stick with brave instead of stupid. But be kind with me if something is messed up right now. So I'm just going to start with a login screen. This is basically a Confluence demo site. You know when you log into Confluence, you will get the prompt at the dashboard, not with Linchpin. In Linchpin, you are greeted with an onboarding process. Every new user who accesses the intranet will be greeted right in here and asked to upload his picture. I've already did that, which is why I click Next. Then I can provide some information about me, like where can people find me? This is actually profile information. So I can now go ahead and say, I work in USA, in the Washington branch, and I'm in building A2 in room 310, just some basic information. Then I can go ahead and say next, and I can give some information about my skills. I can say, I'm an expert in Confluence, I'm an expert in Jira, and SAP. These are some standards I'm familiar with, and also I'm great with extranets and Linchpin. As soon as I've done that, I can click on Finish. My onboarding session will be completed, and I will be referred to my dashboard. So since all of you know what Confluence looks like, you will see that it looks a little bit different than that. So this is Confluence enhanced with our Linchpin intranet solution app. You can see, aside from the theme, which you can customize, so it can either look like that with your logo, with your color scheme, or as our own intranet, as you can see here, is that we have a navigation and we have some corporate news on our dashboard. So if you paid attention just a second ago, you might still know that I provided the information that I work in Washington in the US. So this is why, if we take a look at the navigation right here, you see the menu for Washington. If I go down below, you will see different news channels. For example, News USA, News Washington, and HR News. Below there are some events. These events are specifically designed for the people who work in Washington. And on the right side, there are some other basic information, basically anything you please. So the cool thing that distinguishes Linchpin from Confluence and other intranet solutions who aren't even based on Confluence is that everything you see right there is fully personalized. Because if I access my profile, which I'm doing now, you will get to see that aside from the other user interface, that I got to see different categories and profile fields. For example, individual information, expertise, location. So this is the information I just provided in the onboarding process. This is where written is that I work in Washington, USA, in the HR department. So I'm going to change that. Just click on Edit Profile. Go below and I say, I work in marketing. And instead of USA, I'm going to be transferred to Germany, Frankfurt. Just click Save. And as soon as I do that, my navigation is now German. And if I refresh my dashboard right here, you will see that not only the navigation changes, but also the news that are displayed on the dashboard. So instead of the News USA, I get to see News Germany. Instead of the News Washington, I see News Frankfurt. Instead of HR News, I get to see Marketing News. This is all completely based on the profile information. As an administrator, you set up the profile information you would like to see. So if you don't have locations in different nations, you only have one office here in Tel Aviv, for example, then you can use the personalization based on teams. If someone works in the consulting team, he or she gets to see different content on the dashboard than someone who works in the accounting department, for example. This information can be directly retrieved from your Active Directory, so users can change it if you already have it, or you can allow users to edit them on their own, as it is set up on this demo site. So first, I'm just going back to the USA, Washington, so everything is in English again. And then here, I can provide some more information, like I can say, I speak English, German, and Spanish. But now, if I click on Save, everything is in English again. I can just access now different pages, for example, this telephone directory US. As I said, everything is completely based on Confluence, and this is where this is shown. The prominent or the popular sidebar from Confluence is still available. You still get the editor. You can enhance with macros, and you can use all that profile information I just showed to generate dynamic user lists. This is a list of all employees who work in the Washington branch, including their position and their phone number. Obviously, I can still use the Confluence features, such as Save for Later, and this is where they will appear here on the right page. But I can also look up user information. These are now my contacts, but I can go ahead and say, I'm looking for someone who is called Michael. I just enter the name Michael, and then those two people show up, Michael Schneider and Michael Miller. Michael Schneider works in IT in Frankfurt and knows about these applications. But I can also go ahead and say, show me everyone who works in Frankfurt. Then all people will show up who stated to work in Frankfurt. But it even works if I say, show me an expert in Jira. And this expert in Jira preferably has to sit in Washington and ideally speaks Hebrew. And then you will see, for example, that Theo works in IT, Washington, is familiar with Jira, and if I access his user profile, you get to see that he stated to speak Hebrew. And this is how you can add him to your contacts, and which is where he will appear right here, where you can add a note, for example, to say, my favorite Hebrew-speaking Jira expert. This is like a note you only stored for yourself, so if you work in a big organization, you actually know who you are dealing with. Aside from that, you get to, which is right here, create spaces, pages, blog posts as you like. We just try to revamp the user interface to make it more pleasant for the non-technical users. We often got the feedback from companies who use Confluence, like often were IT teams who approached us and told us Confluence is a very great tool to document knowledge. But when we are introducing that to non-technical people, marketing folks, HR folks, and we would suggest to use it as an intranet, they are very easily scared of the user interface. And this is where we adapt those changes. So you get to see our space directory, and if you'd like to, you can create spaces if you want to. But you can not only create, this is what I said about live demos. Just a second, just going to refresh. Okay. What I would show you, and what you have to believe me now, is that I could just create a space based on a blueprint. So you can set up spaces, if you'd like to, with predefined page structures, add placeholders who act as form fields, and create standardized spaces. In order, for example, you can, let's say you're already using Confluence, and now you want to use it as for a new project. Then you can go ahead and create a new space for the intranet relaunch project, and then you will get to use it as you use it today, so as you use Confluence today. Not only the live demo is bailing out on me, but the Wi-Fi apparently too. Okay, here we go. So what we have right here now is the microblog, one of the other key requirements we saw on the slides earlier. The microblog is basically an activity stream, you know, from Facebook or Twitter, which you can use to post videos, you can use it to interact with each other. I can just click like, reply, and this is a tool that facilitates communication within Confluence. Confluence is great when it comes to documenting knowledge. When it comes to communication, you always have to click out and get to resources as Slack or Microsoft Teams or email. This is a great way to centralize all that information about your project. So documentation and communication is centrally located into one place. So, am I still good with my time? Shall I finish up? Okay, I'm fast. Okay. We are often organizing events, and there is nothing worse if a speaker talks too much, which is why I'm very understanding, but let me just show you one last thing, because mobile was already one of the key requirements. What you see right here on the right side now is my iPhone screen, and you can see that Linchpin is also available with a native app. It comes with a native app that allows you to access all your information from your desktop on your mobile, specifically rendered to your needs. You see the Linchpin app on the right side. Next to it is the SEIBERT Media app. It's basically the same app, but with our own logo and corporate design. Everything I just showed you can be used on the mobile phone. So I have, for example, the microblog. I could go ahead and say, let's take a picture from all of you. Yeah, you can try to smile, but I don't see anything. So I just use this photo, and this is now our intranet, and I can say, hi from Israel. Oh, that's not how it's written. So create this post, and now it's posted. Now all my colleagues who are in the office in Germany, while it's raining, can now see with this on the dashboard, if they are going to refresh, this content, like this picture I've posted, will be, hopefully, as again, live demo, pictured right here. So now my team knows that I'm here in Tel Aviv giving you a presentation. This is our Confluence-based intranet, which we use for documenting our development. And obviously, everyone who gets to see that can subscribe to that channel, get notified, and hopefully, if someone has already seen that, in a minute, it is possible that they like it or reply to it, as you can see right here. If I would have 1 more minute, I would assure you that there will be a post within that, but I don't want to run you out of time. Just to make it clear, because when I was at the booth, I was asked the question repetitively, is this a Confluence app? Yes, it's available on the Atlassian Marketplace as all the other apps. It's not a different service or any other tool you are using. Can anyone install it on Confluence? Yes, it's available on server, for server and data center, not on cloud yet. Can Matrix Devops help you introduce this Linchpin intranet based on Confluence? Yes. We do not offer services here in Israel. This is why we have partnerships with Matrix Devops. So if you have any questions related to Linchpin, I will be here all day. And if you later on want to take a look at Linchpin, have your own customized and free demo site, all you need to do is reach out to your key account manager, consultant, Oren, and he will provide you or set you up with a demo site accustomed to you. I cleverly used this epilogue to demonstrate you that someone has seen it and someone just posted it. But yeah, thank you very much.